a character like Dedra, who is
Oh
like,
my God. The ultimate stank face.
oh my God, right?
I was like, can you teach me how to stank face? Because
Hey, and welcome to Beer with Geeks, the show where two geeks geek out with beer. My name is Frank. Tim is not here today, but I am really happy to be joined by a friend of mine. Welcome to the show, Sylvie.
I'm so excited to be here. I'm already giggling. I
I
think
love it.
that happens. As soon as you hit the record button, I'm just like, uh-oh,
It
here we
just
go.
starts. Well, you're a podcast producer extraordinaire. You're no stranger to the mic.
It's very kind.
And I am very, very excited to get you here. We met through work. We're work friends originally, but I'm excited to get to chat with you
We're
here.
work homies and we're talking
Yeah.
about non-work things
Hell yes. Hell
over
yes.
beer.
Over a beer. What are you drinking today?
I am drinking a 6-point Bengali IPA. One
Solid
of my
choice.
faves, Brooklyn, New York, based
Yeah.
here. Yeah, it's a classic. It's a
It is.
classic. It's got some hoppy righteousness.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Love 6 Point.
Yeah.
Love what they do. Bengali is one of the best that they've
It's
got.
great. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I it's been a long time. It's hard to find 6 Point up here in New England.
Mm.
But the like variety pack is always
Oh
is
yeah, the
always
variety pack is stellar.
stellar every time.
What's the big beer in New England? Is it Pabst? No.
I mean,
PBR.
PBR
Narragansett.
is PBR. Yes, Narragansett is definitely
I'm
big.
just
I
gonna
mean,
name all
Sam
beer.
Adams. Actually, the
Sam
one I'm having
Adams.
today, Shipyard is a big
Oh,
one.
I
Shipyard
love
Pumpkinhead.
Shipyard.
Yeah,
Let's go
yeah,
Maine.
exactly. Yep. Yeah, Pumpkinhead is always a big one this time of year. So that's what I'm enjoying tonight. Is a Shipyard Pumpkinhead. It is it is seasonal and it's a favorite. So hey, cheers.
Cheers, virtually.
I was super excited when you told me that you got super into Andor.
It
Be-
happened.
because like I don't know you to be like a diehard Star Wars fan. We've talked about it a little bit. I know you've seen the films, you have
Mhm.
exposure to it, but it's not like your thing, let's say.
Yeah, like
So
I didn't
but
have the figurines,
sure.
but
So I
yeah,
was
yeah, yeah.
super jazzed when you said like that you had just watched it and were like in love with it. Tell me a little bit about how, like, tell me the story of how you and your partner watched it together,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I'm trying to think of why we decided to watch it. So like definitely it had been recommended to me
Mm-hmm.
by a few different friends, some people who are more like Star Wars heavy,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
some people who are just like TV obsessives.
Sure.
Um so it had been on my radar for a minute. I can't remember why we eventually decided to just say like, okay, let's do this. But at some point we did. We said, let's do this. And I had watched Andor without seeing Rogue One. So
Okay.
this was like I've seen, like the original trilogy, the prequels, the sequels, hadn't really seen any other spin-off.
Mm-hmm.
But we commit, we say yes to Andor, and from the first episode, like I was hooked. I could
Mm.
tell that the character Andor was going to be super compelling.
Mm.
The world was so detailed and intricate. Like I was blown away by the production. And I was excited to get this new layer into the Star Wars universe.
Mm.
That I like vaguely remembered from like when I watched the movie The A New Hope years ago, but like didn't really remember.
Sure.
And now I
Sure.
want to watch all of them.
Right? Yeah.
I'm in.
Oh, it's so great. So did you binge both seasons back to back?
We did back
You
to
did.
back. It was a healthy binge. I feel like we never like exceeded 3 episodes in a night because they're
Mhm.
like, some of them are really heavy.
They're heavy, yeah.
Like the prison episode,
Oh.
I was like, whew, that got me.
That was some heavy stuff. That was
It's
the Andy Serkis
intense.
and all that. Yeah, like
Oh
that
my
was.
god. Yeah. Masterpiece episodes, like just standalone episodes.
Yeah, yeah,
But yeah, we I felt like we did a healthy binge.
nice.
And after we finished the second season, we had to watch Rogue One, of
Of course.
course. So that was like a whole other level of excitement, discovering that like characters from the show were in the movie, and the thought that it had to take to like actually reintegrate those characters into Andor. Like it was just
Yes.
very satisfying, very satisfying.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like Mon Mothma and Saw Gerrera, like,
Oh my god.
yeah, especially in season 2,
Yeah.
to like really tie those things together right down to like, it takes you right into where the movie starts.
Yeah. When did Rogue One come out?
Rogue One came out in 2017, 16 or 17.
And then Andor season 1 is COVID? Is it 2020?
Yeah, 21 or 22. Yeah, it was shot during COVID.
Okay.
But came out like right as we were coming out of the pandemic.
And
As I recall.
do you know, like, was the intention, I feel like as a Star Wars stan, you would know this, was the intention always to create a spin-off show like after Rogue One?
No, like I mean,
Wow.
so like Rogue One happened, and it was a one-off idea. One of the guys at ILM, Industrial Light and Magic, which is Lucasfilm's special effects house.
Okay.
One of those executives there had this idea of, what if we told the story of how the Death Star plans, like how Princess Leia got the Death Star plans, like what went into getting those into her hands before the beginning of A New Hope. That was really the nut of the idea. And they just sort of developed that and made the movie around that. That was really it. And it wasn't until later that and that movie was sort of had some production issues. They sort of changed directors partway through. It was sort of went through some major rewrites. It wasn't really hitting the notes that Disney wanted it to hit. But they those tortured productions can sometimes turn out not so great movies that sort of look like they were made by committee, right? I don't feel like Rogue One is that at all. I feel like they actually did an amazing job.
They pulled it off. I would not have guessed that based on the final product.
Exactly. Like they did such a marvelous job with it. I think it's a real success story in that regard. And the director who ended up taking over, because that film was so universally, critically acclaimed and loved by fans alike, Disney then decided to go ahead and look into doing a series. Once Disney Plus was a thing and they were looking to do all of these in-depth series on different characters and different times in the sort of Star Wars timeline. That's where that came about.
Wow, that's interesting.
So
if it had flopped, if like Rogue One had flopped, we probably wouldn't have had an Andor.
No, I don't think we would have. Nope. Nope. Cassian Andor is a character that was created for the movie. Doesn't have any history outside in other Star Wars lore. Created for the movie and is now beloved because of the movie and the show. Obviously, the show is so interesting to me because it's actually so not Star Wars in so many ways, and that's actually one of the things that a lot of people point to as what makes it so good, is that it happens in a different, like, you're not seeing the Force and lightsabers and all that kind of stuff. It's more the point of view of like the normal everyday people in the Star Wars universe.
Totally.
I'm curious if like what is that something that you found more compelling, relatable? Did that not even really like
that's interesting,
cross your mind? Like what was it about the show? Is it more about the characters and the drama and the story for you that really drew you in?
Yeah, I don't know if I was like hyper aware of it while I was watching
Sure.
the absence of a lightsaber. Um, what I kept thinking is like this feels so relevant to the political climate
Mm-hmm.
today,
Mm-hmm.
and like eerily so.
Mm-hmm.
And that was compelling for me, like that it just had all these overtones and undertones and like really told the story of what happens when like oppression rises to power,
Yeah.
an oppressive government rises to power, and like how that fragments people, how that galvanizes people. So yeah, I get now that you're like stating it very obviously, like yeah, maybe there was something more compelling about Andor's universe because it had like ties to today and less like we're on a dune of sand and
Yeah.
here is a magic stick.
Right. Here's your
Sorry
magic.
to
Here's
all
your
this.
magic laser sword. Like, I mean, but yeah, you're right, and that is the thing that Star Wars fans have pointed to is like
Yeah,
this is so different, and that's
yeah,
what makes it so compelling. Like that it is, it doesn't need any of the fantastical elements to
yeah,
be a compelling story until like it still happens in the same universe. There's
yeah.
references to some of that stuff, but like a character like Dedra, who is
Oh
like,
my god, the ultimate stank face.
oh my god, right?
I was like, can you teach me how to stank face? Because I like every time the camera was on her, it was just like there should be. I'm sure there's a smash cut of like all her stank faces.
Oh, I'm sure YouTube has something to offer there.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah, I loved her. But sorry, what were you gonna say about her
No,
character?
I mean she is such a great example of like somebody who will do anything to rise through the ranks and to succeed, right?
Yeah,
For her own personal ambition.
yeah,
She will do she's there's nothing she won't do um to climb the ranks, to climb the ladder.
yeah.
And that's something that is very um I
Her
don't know about.
ending was so poetic,
Yeah, what did
man.
you think? What did you make of that?
Well, just like seeing her in the prison where she had confined so many people to is like very satisfying.
Mm-hmm.
Um she has a moment in season 2 where you like glimpse some of her humanity.
Mm.
She seems like genuinely devastated for what's his name? Why can't I think of his name?
Cyril.
For Cyril.
Yeah,
Um but like still dug his grave, essentially,
she
like
did. She
still
did.
did it. But you see her crack a little,
Yeah,
um, which I appreciated. There's some heart in her,
there is.
but yes, I liked how they ended her story, that she is like, yeah, she's got to suffer.
It was poetic justice. It was. It was. It was sort of. She was sort of fated to end up there. I feel like that was sort of the logical endpoint for her.
Totally.
But it did. I was wondering like, will she climb the ranks and will she like get to where she wants to go? That's that was another one of the fun things about some of these characters is that because they're not established characters,
Yeah, you don't know.
the stakes were real. Like
Yeah.
someone like Andor, okay, we know that where he's going to end up because we're heading towards Rogue One, so like we know that he's where he's ending up. The
Yeah.
journey
Except
is the
I
thing for him.
didn't know.
True, you didn't. Yeah.
I had no idea. I don't want to spoil it for people who haven't seen it, but everyone who listens to this podcast, I'm sure,
Yes.
has seen it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So but I didn't know that he died in Rogue One.
Yeah.
I had no idea. So
Sure.
you knew his ending going into it.
Mhm.
I wonder. Yeah, I watched it sort of like out of in the chronological order, but out of release order. So
Sure.
yeah, things just like things that you knew I didn't know. And that's also, I don't know. I'm
Well,
rambling.
well, that's part of why I wanted to get your perspective, right?
Yeah.
Because like you have that perspective of somebody who is coming to it from a like purely from a I like Star Wars like enough to watch a Star Wars show, but I don't live and breathe it. So like you didn't know what was going to happen to him. You didn't know any of that. So you came in, you know, kind of the ideal viewer. You had enough of an understanding to sort of be like, cool, like, you know, Luke Skywalker, whatever, I get it.
Yeah.
And then like to be able to enjoy the show for what it was and to really appreciate what they were serving up to you. So like, we talked about, well, we can talk a little bit more about Cyril, but because he's also a really talk about the like modern day sort of like the person who gets radicalized, right, and who like really believes in the cause that they are, going down the rabbit hole for, and then it turning out not to be exactly what he thought. He gets caught up in the crossfire of it. He's all like,
I felt really sad
I gotta find this Andor
him.
guy. I gotta find this Andor guy. And when he does find him, he's sort of like, who are you again?
That who are you? And like, who are you? I think he's like says that.
Yeah.
That was a crazy, that whole like how their relationship culminated, Cyril and Andor, was like nuts. Just that like Andor is such an important figure in Cyril's life, and Cyril and like doesn't really factor into Andor's life in a meaningful way. But also like his like radicalization, and then like his epiphany that this is all fucked and like this is all a ruse and he's been a pawn, was just like, whew.
You can be a bootlicker, but they're never, no matter how good you are at licking the boot, they're never going to let you wear it. They're never going to let you wear it. Like that's the lesson that Cyril learned the hardest way.
He did. Oh, just never. I felt for him.
I loved to hate him at times. You know, like he
was also a great,
But he was sympathetic to a point, but also like loved to hate him.
Yeah. I mean, season 1, he's like, it's pure hate.
Yes. Yeah.
Season 1 is pure hate. And then season 2, you see this other side of him that's like, I thought we were here for one reason, and now I'm realizing that was all bullshit. And like, I could see how someone could get sort of like sucked into a universe like that and really believe that they're doing the right thing, and then realize, oh no, you're not.
And like to a degree, it's like, why wouldn't he believe that? Right? Like, look at what he's surrounded by and the world that he's in and everything. Like, why wouldn't he believe that? Why
what
wouldn't
was
he
up with his mom? Like, what was that relationship?
You know, you said that in season 1 that there was like nothing sympathetic about him. I would say in retrospect, now looking at the 2-season arc, right?
Yeah.
It starts to change the first time you see him and his mom.
Yeah.
And then that carries into season 2, I feel like.
That's very true.
Because
oh, and I liked how, I can't remember if this is 1 or 2, but how Dedra, I think it's 2, how she defends him.
When Dedra just diffuses his mom.
Oh my God. She just said, no, bitch.
Nope.
Mm-hmm.
There is a new woman in charge of his life.
Yes,
it's me.
And it's me. Yeah.
These are the terms on which you will visit, and you'll like it and say thank you.
100%.
Yeah. Completely just taking charge as she does. Then on the other side of the balance of good and evil, you have oh gosh, I can't remember the characters. Well, let's talk about Mon Mothma. That's a character that we can, because I just her. Adore her.
She was maybe my favorite character. I loved her performance, like just like purely on an acting, loved her performance. And I thought her story, her arc was really interesting. And it sort of starts off like a little bit mysterious, a little bit timid, isn't sure if she's ready to go all in. And then by the end is basically like, one of the leaders of the rebels, and
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I freaking loved her. I loved her. Is she in other things? I've never seen this actress before. She
I've
must
not.
be.
So I only know her from Star Wars. So
Yeah.
so there's kind of a fun backstory here where so Mon Mothma is a character in one scene in Return of the Jedi.
Okay.
She has one scene. She gives a speech to like motivate the rebels before like the big Act 3 climax of that movie.
I
You've
don't
not seen it?
remember her from. No, I've seen it, but I don't remember
No,
that
but yeah,
scene. Yeah.
if you haven't seen it in a long time, you wouldn't remember
Yeah.
it. Like it
Yeah.
but they when they were making the prequels, they cast this actress Genevieve Riley to be a young Mon Mothma in the prequels in 2005, and then her scene got cut. So she shot this scene and it was never in the movie. So she was left on the cutting room floor. When they went to make Rogue One, they wanted to have her in it. So they said, let's get this same actor that we never ended up using in Revenge of the Sith. So she got her like day in
Fine.
the
Yeah. Thank
right,
God.
and
Thank
then
God.
and she was so great in that, and that they decided to bring her back for the series, and really she got to really show her
Oh
acting
my
chops
God.
here. Um,
Wow.
I've never seen her in anything else. I've only ever seen her
No,
deleted scene from Star Wars, and then the
I want to Google her now,
she's
but
fantastic. She's
I can't
fantastic.
reach my keyboard.
I just love her. I think
Yeah.
she's fantastic. Like the thing that really the arc with her daughter, it really her season 2 arc is
Yeah.
was made more of an impact on me.
Mm-hmm.
Her daughter's wedding, the whole like I'm sort of selling my daughter into this life.
That wedding episode was another one. Wild.
Her
And
just
like,
like
yeah.
dancing
Is
the
she
night
on
away,
like
like
E? Like
yeah,
I was like, you are at a rave right now, and
right.
I'm here for it.
That was definitely like the
And
implication, right? Like,
oh yeah, she was partying, man. She was partying.
just
Yeah.
like drowning her sorrows, like the whole thing of like she is maybe the anti Dedra in the sense that like there's nothing she won't sacrifice for this cause, right? Like there is nothing she won't, like nothing
Her
is
whole
too sacred.
family.
Her
Yeah.
whole family,
Her
everything,
whole family.
her whole life.
Well, and that was another interesting aspect of Andor is like Luthen another example of like, yeah, sacrifice it doesn't look great all the time. Like
Yes, it's messy.
it's messy, and you saw that really clearly on both sides. It wasn't like, look at these super, righteous, always, morally correct rebels. Like there were some real shades of gray, which I thought was like a very interesting point.
Yes. I think one thing that the Star Wars like mainline films focus on is much clearer light and dark, good and bad. It's much more black and white, and that is it's a kind of storytelling that I admittedly really like. But it's also like George Lucas was always very explicit, like this is for 12-year-olds. Like this was always meant.
I was going to say
for,
like it's accessible. Like
it's accessible.
It makes sense why you would have that binary, but like, yeah, the fact that Andor was like so complex.
Yeah.
And yeah, like I don't like Luthen made some speech again, can't remember if it's in 1 or 2, but some speech about sort of like his like what did he say? He's who the fuck is he talking to? I wish I had the show just right here playing in the background.
Well, there's a few moments I can think of that.
Yeah.
I mean, like there's times where he's saying like, "Oh, it must be so nice for you to be able to keep your hands clean. Like it must be so nice.
Yes.
Good for you that you can do that. But some of us are down here, like in the dirt, like doing the real work, basically, right? Like is that sort of what you're getting at?
Yeah, and I think, there is one specific speech that I will look up later, but he's like, he sort of says like, yeah, you think I'm like a shit person? I am. And
Mm-hmm.
that's sometimes what a rebellion needs. Like,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I've had to do things that I'm not proud of. And
Right.
like, I have made my peace with that.
Mm.
So yeah, he was a very interesting character. And then Saw was a really interesting character.
Yeah.
What is he like huffing on his planet? What is that?
Yeah, he is huffing some I can't remember it off the top of my head right now.
Yeah.
But he is like, yeah, on some there's a mini arc about it even.
Yeah.
With the other rebel
Yeah,
guy
yeah,
who
yeah.
like, yeah.
The younger
Um
kid, yeah.
yeah. Yeah. But yeah, like, and that how that obviously is like eating his brain over time, and he's an extremist. He's
He's
a
yeah.
um
What a
he's
good
he's like a terrorist. I
yeah.
mean,
Forrest Whitaker was just like chef's kiss in
I
that
know.
role.
I know. Honestly, I wasn't sure he would be in the series. Like, he was in the movie, and
Yeah.
and that was like a big he was one of the big you know, things they were promoting when the movie was coming out, right? It was like,
Yeah.
as far as Whitaker, obviously, he was one of the big names attached. Um, and honestly, didn't expect to see him on the show. Not that they didn't have big. I mean, they had Stellan Skarsgård and people, big people.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was very pleasantly surprised to see him in the show, and as much in the show as he was. I
Yeah,
thought
he
maybe he'd
was
do a cameo or
very
whatever, but he was more present than I expected.
he was definitely more present.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I really liked. So you mentioned Luthen, and yeah, I wanted to because he is so and morally ambiguous, and like,
Yeah.
yeah, willing to do whatever. He's not afraid to be in the shadows, and to be on the darker side of things. He's got moles on the inside of the Empire, and all this kind of thing. Um, but then is Clea, was that her name?
I think that's
Um,
her name.
she was a great character in season one, but like the complexity that just like opened up for her, especially towards the end when she had
Mhm.
to make the decision to like end his life, because that's what he would have wanted, and all that. Like, what a
I was
like
really glad that we got her backstory. Like, it would
yes,
have really bothered me if that was sort of like a black box. Um, her character, like, yeah, she went to like a new level
hmm
after we got that backstory. And that scene where she's trying to get the listening device,
yes, and she's like
or
bleeding her hand under the thing.
oh
Oh
my
my god,
god,
yes,
like there were so many badass women, just like
so many.
so many, which I also think was like like a welcome change
Yes.
from the Star Wars
hmm
universe.
Yeah. Uh, there was like Vel and Cinta, as
Yeah,
well, who were like super awesome badass
badass.
women.
Yeah, yeah,
And I mean, even then in Rogue One,
yeah.
um,
You have a heroine.
yeah, um, and to put that in context, it's like, The Force Awakens came out in 2015 with Daisy Ridley as the lead, and then the
Hmm.
very next year was Rogue One. So I guess that was 2016.
Okay.
Um, so like that was a time of a lot of strong female, like
Yeah, yeah.
Disney had just taken over, and they were trying to put the female leads for in the forefront.
I'm here for it.
Yeah,
I am here
yeah.
for it.
It's a I think so. What did you think of the movie now, having seen the show and enjoyed the show as much as you did?
Yeah. I
How
mean,
did you feel like the movie, went as a companion piece, or as a, like, how did it dovetail for you?
yeah, I mean, it was interesting because like you can tell that some of the cast is like obviously younger in Rogue
Yeah,
One.
definitely, yeah.
It's like there were
Almost 10 years younger.
a few moments of like, oh wow. And the production quality just looks so good in Andor.
Mm-hmm.
So like I noticed that maybe more than I would have if I watched it in the reverse order.
Interesting, yeah.
But there was a lot of satisfaction, like just going from the beginning all the way to the end with these people. Like I mentioned at the beginning, like I was so happy that the characters, the actors playing them were still them. And
Mm-mm.
I didn't know how I felt about Andor, like finding love, I guess, with
Same.
I wasn't sure about that. Like that felt unearned to me,
Yes.
especially because we got so deep in his relationship with Bix.
Bix. Yeah. Yeah.
So I was like, huh, like I get it, but I don't know that you guys have earned it.
I agree with you, and I felt that way at the time too. Like,
Mm.
but when there was no Cyril, when there was no Bix,
Yeah.
it still felt like this feels like obligatory.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. The two good-looking leads are gonna have
Yeah.
a kiss before they die. Like,
Yeah.
it did. Yeah, it did feel that might. I don't know this for a fact, but that might be one of those things that happened because the film was in production hell, and like a committee decided, like, well, there needs to be a
We
romantic.
need a romantic, yeah.
Right. Like, I don't know. Or I mean, it may have been there from the start. I don't know. But it does sort of smell to me a little bit like some studio meddling, some executives being like, this needs a love story.
Yeah.
The sort of cynical, like, well, if guys are going to bring their girlfriends to it, there needs to be a love story, that kind of thing.
Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I felt that way even at the time. Like, I could have done without. It would have been fine without it.
Yeah, we didn't need it. Like they could have just been.
It's not like their love story was going to go anywhere after the movie
Yeah,
anyway.
like they were gonna. I wasn't sure that he was gonna die. I didn't know that going into it. And even at the end, I think I was just like, "Wait, is he really gonna die?" And Greg was like, "Yeah, boo. Like
like
they're dead." And I was
sure
like,
that mushroom cloud is pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. So that was a pretty sad.
Yeah.
Pretty sad way to go. I mean, they get you though. They have that Princess Leia,
Yes.
which is like, yeah, then I feel like Star Wars real fans were probably going crazy. I was going crazy.
Oh yeah.
It's like, oh my god, she's in
it. And that was actually Carrie Fisher passed away like a couple weeks before the movie came out.
Oh,
so it was a very poignant thing to see her. She died right around Christmas. And then to go see the movie, and there's young Carrie Fisher. It was just so like everyone was so like, oh my god, like it was a very poignant, touching thing.
Yeah, it was
that you couldn't have planned.
No, truly. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that timeline. That's crazy. Oh my god.
Just I the way that movie ends, and that it just takes you literally right up to the minute where Star Wars begins.
Yeah.
Is just so beautifully done, and I love it every time.
Yeah. I want to watch them all. Like I really need to go back. Have you watched the whole thing in succession?
I mean,
like in chronological.
Not in a long time.
Okay,
not in a
but
long
you've
time.
done it.
I've done it. I have done, like, I saw Rogue One a couple of times when it was in theaters.
Okay.
And one of those times, I made time. This is before I had a kid and I could do this. I made time in my day to go see Rogue One, come home and put on Star Wars and put on A New Hope immediately to like get that experience of like the dovetailing from one into the next. Beautiful.
I should have done it. I was very tempted.
It's very never late. It's when I was much younger, I did do a few times, like in my teens and 20s, to do some like nights of like, let me binge a bunch of Star Wars movies. Or there's one time where I did back when there were only 6 movies, I did 6 nights in a row, 1 movie a night for a week. And I've done that, but it's been a long time. It's been a long time since I've been able to, but I look forward to, my daughter is starting to show like interest in it, and like she's got her Star Wars bath toys and a couple of books and stuff, and like she really likes Princess Leia. So
I
like
love that.
sometimes she'll want to like, she'll be tell me a story, and I'll just tell her the story of Star Wars from Princess Leia's point of view. And so that's like she's getting into it. She has her baby Yoda that she loves, her Grogu, and like so we're definitely like inching into it. And as she gets older and like closer, she's only 3, so she's not quite ready for it yet, but like she's seen some scenes and some stuff, some clips and stuff, and she's into it. So I look forward to, as she gets older, being able to show them to her and getting to experience it through her eyes.
That's awesome.
As she grows up. Yeah.
That's like half the fun of the Star Wars movies, is just like building the lore within your own family. And
truly. Yeah. That's the fun thing of it. I mean, my dad is not a Star Wars fan, but I only took an interest in Star Wars because it was on TV one night and he was like, "Oh, here's a movie we can watch together." Like, this is a good clean fun. Like, let's watch a action movie together, basically. And and that opened up
a whole world universe. Yeah.
I got way more into it than he ever did. Yeah. But it started because he was like, "Oh, this will be a fun thing for us to watch together." So that's how it starts. I love it.
That's how it starts.
Yeah.
That is how it starts.
Yeah. Hey, any closing thoughts on Andor or Star Wars or anything? So this made you want to watch the films.
I want to go back. I vaguely remember. It's funny because I feel like the prequels came out when we were, I don't know, I'm a little bit older than you.
It was from 99 to 05.
Yeah. Okay. So like I have like vague memories of like seeing those in the theater. I don't think I remember being excited about them, but I don't think they like had a lasting impression. Mm-hmm. I have real concrete memories of like the original trilogy. Just like, I went to a sleepaway camp. We had like a themed weekend that was all Star Wars, and it was awesome. And so like, that's very ingrained in my childhood. And then with the sequels, like those have been some of the best action movies that have come out over the last 10 years. But yeah, watching Andor really made me want to go back to the beginning. And just, hit play.
I could not recommend doing that more. We're all there for you on Disney Plus whenever you feel so inclined.
I know.
And yeah, thank you for coming on here and chatting with me about it, because it was just, I was just excited to geek out on this with you a bit. This was
you were my source of truth for all things Star Wars. So
happy to be that. Anything you want to plug while you're here? Any projects people should check out?
Sure. Yeah. I produce a podcast called Talking Too Loud, where we geek out about not Star Wars per se, sometimes movies though, but mostly marketing and B2B, and it's a different
kind of geeking out. It's marketing nerds instead of sci-fi nerds.
But you know what? There are probably so many marketing lessons in the Star Wars universe. There's a lot of overlap. So
everything being shades of gray.
Yeah. Yeah. This is the crossover episode I didn't know I needed.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Sylvie, for joining me. Thank you all for listening. You can find us at beerwithgeeks.com. You can find us in any podcast app. You can rate and review us. You can now find us on YouTube as of late. And you can, of course, support us at patreon.com/thoughtbubbleaudio to support the network. But that's all I got for you this week. So Tim will be back soon. But until then, thanks once again, Sylvie, for joining me. And until next time, everybody, cheers.
As the siren goes.
They found her. They found Sylvie.
They found me.